I'm Sandra Granger. I'm the Local Service Performance Manager for Lloyds Banking Group.
What standard of GCSEs do I require to be accepted for a job in your business?
The area of Lloyds TSB that I work for is classed as retail banking. So to work in retail banking, the minimum requirement would be grade C in maths and English. And to actually apply for a job, you would do that online, and there would be a filtering system that before you were able to get to an interview, to meet somebody like myself for an interview, that you would actually be filtered through on your GCSE results.
How many A levels will I need?
A-levels aren't a specific requirement to work in retail banking. Obviously there's a number of divisions within the group that perhaps if you wanted to get into the accountancy side of things, maybe marketing, something like that, which was more of a specific career, then A-levels and potentially a degree would be required. But A-levels to work in the retail side of the business aren't a necessity.
Is getting the job just about getting good qualifications and grades, or more than that?
No. For me, I think looking at the people that I've recruited over the years, it's very much about attitude and your want and your desire to do really well and to be the best that you can be. It's really about how you present yourself in an interview, but more importantly, it's around where you see yourself aspiring to. I wouldn't want anybody to join our business that really didn't have any aspirations to move on. That's really important. And really looking at the things that you've done outside of school as well are important. I've employed people in the past that have set up businesses such as car washes, which again just show that they really do have a desire to do well.
What age do you take people into your business? Do you take on apprenticeships?
It really varies. Sort of the minimum age would be 16, and as far as apprenticeship concerns, it's something that we would look at, but we do tend to do more with apprenticeships once you are part of our business. So there is an academy that you can work through, and you can look at doing further exams, further courses and stuff to really further your career. So we're very flexible in who we employ. It's really around who you are, what you stand for, and really what you want to desire to be.
I'm Matt Newman. I'm the bank manager from Lloyds TSB in Ipswich.
How easy is it to get a job in your business?
We do have a rigorous recruitment process which involves both online tests and face-to-face interviews, but I think the great thing is at Lloyds TSB we're always looking to take on young people, people that are looking for a career inside the organisation, so we're always willing to meet people from a very diverse background, be it school leavers and people that have had a range of careers. So we really take each individual candidate on their own merits and take them at face value.
What do you expect from a young person who wants a job in your company?
I think the most important thing for a young person is a really good attitude, a can-do attitude. That's so important for us. We often talk about will versus skill. We can train people with the skill of how to do the job, but you just can't give people the will to want to achieve it. I think second to that, communication is also really important. We deal with the public on a day-by-day basis, and it's very important that you portray the right image of yourself and of the company as well.
How do you decide if they're good enough?
We do have a rigorous recruitment process, as I mentioned before, but there is numerous online tests that have to be completed to begin with, and then there'll be a face-to-face interview where you'll really get a chance to talk about your experience, and it is much more than just about the grades that you've achieved as well. You'll get to talk about what you've done outside of school, so perhaps any part-time jobs that you've done, and really get to know you.
How much could I earn if I worked in your business after leaving school or college?
Yeah, most people that are looking to join the organisation start at cashier level, and the industry average for that at the moment sits at just over £14,000 per year.
How much more could I earn if I progressed in your business?
Yeah, the potential for what you can earn really is in your own hands. There's numerous routes which you can progress within the bank, and when people join Lloyds TSB it's because they're looking for a career. The potential really is out there for you to own your own career, and the sky's the limit.
Hi, my name's Jane Riley-Evans. I'm a business connector seconded from Lloyds Banking Group to work in the community in Ipswich.
How do you start out in a business, particularly this job?
Well, I started out after I'd had my family, so I started out as a part-time cashier when I was a young mum.
Did you always want to do this job when you were younger?
No, I can't say I had great aspirations to be a bank manager when I was 10, 11, 12, 16, 17. However, having got into the bank, as was then TSB and is now Lloyds TSB, from the age of about 25, then I realised that actually it's a pretty good career, and there are a lot of things you can do rather than just start off as a cashier and then go through the ranks, very much like Sandra and Matt have.
Do you find it stressful running a business?
I think any business has a certain amount of stress, but with that stress often comes the motivation and the want to do well. So you can be stressful even when you don't really need to. I just think that everybody comes to work to do their very, very best. So stress can easily be managed in the workplace.
How do you go out about finding employees?
The employees are often found from the online system, but because we like to build advocacy for Lloyds Banking Group, and also because we like to see our employees already look towards their family and their friends to also come and join the bank. They still have to go through the same process, but sometimes even our customers also come in and inquire about the roles. So the process is the same, the online process, but they can come via recommendations. So that's often sometimes the best way to get our employees.
I'm Perry Bettis, I'm the local director of Suffolk Group for Lloyds Banking Group.
What life skills will I need to go into the world of work that will make me more employable?
A lot of it is around personality, so you can be very academically bright, but what we're looking for is people with really good personalities that can talk to customers every day in their working life.
Do you think we are too young to choose what we want to do in life?
Yes and no. When I was young I didn't have any idea of what I wanted to do. My main aim was to get a job, which I applied for banking because one of my family members was in it. And you'll get to a stage in your life, usually early 20s, when you decide I need to make a decision now. Do I want this a career or do I need to go and do something else? So probably within your first 5 years at work.
A recent statement said that employers are from Venus and young people are from Mars. Do you agree? Is the gap really that wide?
I think you're trying to say I'm on a different planet. If I go back 100 years, in 1914 the bank started employing women, and we weren't allowed, they could talk about work, but you couldn't talk to a lady about anything else. It had to be about work. So it's always been seen as quite archaic. Over the times have moved on, and we're now in a position where the customers come first. So it's probably the more rights of the employee than rights of the employer now. So it's a total change. So I don't think there is a difference. I think people just need to understand what the visions and values of the company are.
Should more visits of this kind be organised to help businesses and schools communicate better?
If you look at the papers, there's a lot of distrust of banks at the moment. So I think what you've done today with your school, bringing them here, would hopefully restore your belief in what the banking world's around. We're not that scary.
Do you think this project will help us when we leave school and go into college or the workplace?
I do think there's a really big call for schools to come into different organisations to get work skills, even work placements, so you are better prepared for the work experience when it comes along. But the other thing we can offer is if people want to be have experience of an interview, it's something we would look to do as a bank as well to help you for that first interview.
Lights ready. Camera rolling. Action!